And we are live.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hawkins. I'm full of energy today.
Yeah, me too. It's been a very good week.
It's been interesting, definitely.
Yeah, so what is the coolest idea we've seen come out of our new idea pilot feature this week?
Okay, so obviously we launched at the start of the week and we're matching people against their profiles. And then towards the end of the week, you're like, hey, try this out. I've been playing with this other feature. I was like, right, okay. I went in and it had my profile on the dashboard and my skills and everything like that, or the skills that I think I have. Maybe other people would disagree. But anyway, um, but this time I was allowed to add context into it. I was able to say, okay, well, I'm actually quite passionate about wine making. I'd like to kind of explore that. I don't know where to start. And yep, saved that. And then the next thing was that I got an email to say that I had more ideas and went on and was totally blown away. First idea there was basically, a guide, an app to help beginners into the wine world, where wines come from, how you could pair them with foods, what regions they come from, what goes really well together, and a multitude of other ideas. But specifically, they were very much matched to me. They're like, okay, well, you like this area, you want to explore this, here's your skill set, and we reckon it would be really relevant to you. So, like, I mean, this is going to be released in the next couple of days. We're already testing it with other people, and what's blown me away is that, like, yeah, we've had really good feedback with what we've initially launched, but I think this next piece where it's hyper personalized to the people and they're able to put a little bit of context in it is definitely going to be very exciting to see what people spin up and get, start building and get kicked into.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um,
Um, but I suppose what I want to ask you is, from what we have launched, you know, did you expect, are there people starting to build companies, as what's been the kind of output from that, from, what's already been released with Idea Pilot?
Not yet. I didn't expect to see people creating companies already, but we totally have people signing up, buying domain names for these things, doing logos, landing pages, all of that, of not just our earlier release, but this new release that generates the ideas completely bespoke for you. We've people building those already, domain names, everything. It's crazy. I never expected at all to see a feature re-released on 2 days ago, and there's already domain names registered for the companies for people building these features. Like, it's incredible.
There's nothing more fun than buying a domain name for a project.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
do.
oh dear.
It is. I do have a collection somewhere. I'm executing most of them now. I will be honest. And
Yeah, so like that was the moment I kind of realized all of this was we definitely hit the nail on the head of something. Um, what was the moment for you when you realized, well, this is actually working?
yeah, well, I think there's been some good comments on the post about people putting their ideas at the bottom of the post that we've put out, saying this is what it gave me. There's one person in particular reached out to me and said, I have been wanting to start something on the side, and this is really close to the area that I want to work in, to the idea that I would like to work on. So I was like, for me, that one person in my head, I'm like, that's working for them. So I'm like, well, there's something here that's working. Not thousands of people, like, but I mean, if we're able to help some people start businesses, for me, that's working. And as I say, we can see from the sign-ups and people, we get a bit of joy. Obviously, we've got the Slack channel. When somebody saves an idea to their profile, is pretty sweet to see. And that we've seen a lot of that in the last couple of days. People going through their ideas and
Yep.
saving for later, and hopefully then starting to build those. Also, um, but like, I mean, what else surprised you about launch week, or pleasantly surprised you, or things you thought maybe even could have been better, or what's kind of your overall feeling about how things have went?
I think it was great. I think seeing we haven't done anything crazy in terms of marketing or things like that. We've just pumped out some content on LinkedIn and Twitter, and we've got a bunch of people signed up. People building ideas already, which is just insane. And it seems like we've really created something that is useful for people and people actively want, especially right now. And I think that's probably down to AI and people being scared of AI taking their jobs or stealing their lunch money. Yeah.
Cool, cool. I suppose like I'm not sure how the Yeti um, AI videos went down that I generated using Google's VO3. But I mean, they're everywhere on Instagram. I was like, why not bring them to LinkedIn? But I don't think they really hit that well yet. Well, yeah, there's more
Yep.
Mr. Yeti to come.
Yeah. Yep. I think we could give him a name. Maybe that's all it's missing. We need to give him a name.
A personality.
Exactly. Um, so, what was one of the biggest learnings of the week for us?
The biggest learning for me for this week was the concept of passive income.
Mhm.
What is passive income? I mean, is that something that you're totally hands off? You front load, you build something, it could be a course depending on your experience where you can build it once and then sell it. The idea of, I suppose, making money while you sleep. But we specifically asked in the profile for the goals of the people and that were signing up. And yeah, I was blown away by how many people asked for ideas that would help them build passive income or supplement their current income or replace their income totally. And I think for me that was like, okay, there's definitely something here. People are interested to have side hustles. I mean, it's really where we have had success with our payments company as well. It's supporting those side hustles for people. But it was really, yeah, blew me over the amount of people that are specifically looking for that passive income stream or to supplement their income. And there was a very wide range of people. There are people that are already in companies, startups, but there was a lot of people from corporates that joined as well. So a real good mixture of people, but all asking for the same thing. They're all looking for that passive income stream, and there are ideas on there that maybe not totally hands off, but can help them get towards that goal of theirs. So that was really interesting to see those data points come in.
Yeah, and not even just that they're all looking for the same thing and we're reading between the lines. Literally 80% of people at least are literally saying the words passive income. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. I've never seen such a like connected uh messaging like that.
Well, and I think that helps us in terms of where we steer the platform with our messaging, because obviously it was, the MVP is what we released. But I think our messaging, even basically what the platform is there, this is the platform to help you achieve that. So, like, again, everything that we're trying to do here is built from that feedback loop from people that are using it and trying it out. So, there's definitely something for us to dig further into there. Um, could you explain what this new personalized idea generator actually does and what makes it different? There's some things out there that there's ideas, but um, obviously what we've launched. Maybe even recap a little bit about that, but and then maybe share a little bit about the new feature as well. That I'm really excited about to get enhanced for more people.
Yeah, totally. So our idea generator is essentially taking all your profile information that you've filled out, and that we've built in a specific way. Like we're asking you specific questions in order to get you to tell us the kind of technical skill set that you have, so we know what ideas fit well from your capabilities. We're asking you for your business level, whether that's beginner, mid, or expert, and matching you with ideas appropriate to that also. And then personal info about you, what tools you're using, what your goals are, all that sort of stuff. And then the next kind of thing is asking like things like what you're good at, what your hobbies are, what you like, what you don't, and providing that as extra context into the mix really fine tunes this into bringing amazing ideas that you're actually going to love and want to build. And that's the coolest thing about it. It's at the end of the day, you could come up with some really comprehensive prompt yourself and put it into ChatGPT and get it to tell you similar-ish ideas. But I think just with the way we've set everything up, with the specific questions we ask and all of that, we're getting kind of unique content out of this. But that's only the phase one, and the next phase is that our research agents grab that idea, that title and short description of your business ideas, and they just hammer it for market research and everything. So that's where we really take it to the next level, is with our research agents, and what they can do there. So essentially, like, you could ultimately, if you're really smart, really capable, you could string all this stuff together yourself with 50 different ChatGPT prompts. But who has all of that sitting and ready to go, and who lines it all up in the right order? So that's where I think we're different, and we're adding more value than just being a wrapper.
Massively, massively. It's the research I think as well. Then, even when you've tweaked it in the last couple of days, it's like why this matters. It's making it very concise. It's not like here's a paper for you to go off and read. It's making it concise. It's like here's why this matters to the person that you're trying to sell this to.
Yeah.
Um,
And
which is yeah,
we've gone heavily on this concept of founder idea fit. So, like, obviously for years everyone's been talking about product market fit and all of that sort of stuff. We're going really deep in founder idea fit. Maybe you want to tell us why founder idea fit is so underrated but critical when starting a business.
yeah. Well, I have lots of thoughts on this. Like I think it is the most crucial thing for anything. There's a difference between somebody entering an industry who has seen, something that could revolutionize an industry. There's outliers, of course, like Elon Musk saying I'm going to change how cars are made. That's fine, but for the majority of founders, somebody that has been in the industry and had the problem and lived the pain is is 10 times more likely, I suppose, to succeed. They've got the industry knowledge, they know other people as well that are in the industry that are having those problems to start that initial distribution. And something we have talked about, and um, something else that we're going to announce in the coming days about another project that we have, but very much like matching with somebody in an industry that has a pain point, that has lived the problem, that knows it intimately, and knows other people that are struggling with the same pain point. I think for me, that's step one before product market fit. I think for me, the founder fit, and it's something that I've learned. Like, I mean, we have played in some industries that we maybe didn't have a background, and then we've played in industries that we do, like, commerce and payments. We know that area, so when we go into something, it seems easier even for us when we're talking about it, and it flows more naturally,
Yes.
compared to some of the kind of the industry, obviously. Um, but I think you can, you know, founder fit doesn't mean that you can't go into the industry, but if you surround yourself with people from that. So obviously, we also are working on a project, Evermind Wealth, to help wealth managers change the way that they're working using some automations. But we're surrounding ourselves from people in that industry, as basically our sounding board. So I suppose that's how we're mitigating. Maybe not, I'm not a wealth manager, you're not a wealth manager, so there isn't founder fit there, but we're surrounding ourselves with advisors that are in that industry and are living the problem. So I suppose, like, founder fit's important, but there is other ways to kind of get around that, as long as you're surrounding yourself from people that are living the problem.
Yeah, totally. And I think, like, one of the things that's obvious as well, and kind of like when you're starting a business, you're putting all of this extra time into it, or if it's a side project, you're spending your evenings and your weekends doing it. And if you're not passionate about the problem that you're solving or the area that you're going into, you can burn out far faster than you would if it's something that you love and you're passionate about solving and all that sort of stuff.
Like, that's a good question. Like, even asking somebody like, how passionate are you actually about solving this? I know we've talked about it. We've come across ideas where, like, that needs solved, but we're not passionate about working in that industry or, solving that problem because well, it's somebody told me like a couple of years ago. The passion's what lets you get up in a bad morning when things haven't been going well to keep you going. If that passion's not there, it's a hell of a lot harder to get out and get going on that idea. And it was so true. So it was in terms of the research agents because like that's a lot where a lot of the power is. Like, what kind of insights are they giving to folks on the platform about their ideas? What is the kind of the mixture of outputs that the people would be getting?
So the research agents, and as well, like this is our initial launch, so we've gone as deep as we can with this research. It's very good. Like the things that it's coming up with, it's analyzing the problem, finding the pain point for you. It's then talking about the solution and what makes the product a good fit for the solution. It's talking about the MVP from a feature set of like what core features you should build to solve this exact issue. And then it goes into things like go to market strategy, which is awesome. And it's got some really good stuff there where it's outlining for you, like in your very first weeks, what your basic marketing strategy should be. So when you can do things that don't scale, what you should be doing when you come into scale and start scaling up further, what channels you should be going after, and all of that. And does things like the why now and analyzes why now is the right time for this idea. So we have a whole suite of research going off, and we're really fleshing these ideas out and making sure when we're delivering them to people that they're validated and they're ready and they have the best opportunity possible of taking these things to market. We do obviously want to add to that in the future as well as this thing grows and scales. We want even deeper research going into things like Reddit communities, Facebook groups, all of those to find like exact personas and people out there asking questions on the web and pull even more stuff together to like just flesh this out even further and make it even better for going after your first set of customers. But for now, the research is still like really awesome, especially for these fresh ideas that it's generating bespoke for people, and they're fully researched when we hand them to you. So that's just amazing.
Think you struck on something really good there. Why now? I think that is as important as the founder fit as well. We know people. We've a very good friend who launched an an idea in the alcohol beverages sector, and way ahead of its time. A couple of years later, especially even with the effects of COVID, it would have been through the roof. Like, I mean, the why now is really, really important, and I think it's good that we have that section and like why this matters now. Why should you do it now, or is it too early? Because again, we have had products and ideas that we've maybe launched, and like a couple of years later, you see somebody doing it. Okay, might be doing it differently, but we're like we were kind of in those lines, and yeah, I'm sure people are like, "Oh, that's bullshit." You're just saying like, "Oh," but come and talk to us. We can talk to you about it.
Oh yeah.
There's certainly things that we're like, well, we talked about that concept, but it wouldn't have worked when we done it. And we know why, but it worked a couple of years later because maybe the education piece, which we'll dig into in probably some other episodes, which is again crucially important. Um, what's happening with Idea Pilot in the next couple of weeks? Kind of like short term. What's going to be happening?
Short term is we are rolling out this new feature that we've been hinting about here, where it generates ideas bespoke for you. So we're going to be rolling that out and um, making sure that everyone that signs up gets presented with those ideas. Not sure yet in terms of how much info we're going to give on all of that stuff because that is just a gold mine. Some of those ideas are just incredible, and we're not sure yet just how much we'll roll out for free, whether that's a potential first avenue for monetizing for us or whether we do monetize in other areas. That's something for you and me to figure out over the next few weeks as we're rolling this thing out. We've certainly started rolling it out to testers, and we'll be rolling it out further to other people to get more feedback on it. But I think it's probably going to be something that's monetized in some way because the ideas are just so good. Yeah.
And I think when people are allowed to add their own context to it, obviously we've already asked them for their skill set and they add the context and their goals and everything comes together and it is truly specific on what they're wanting to do. I think that's where the magic comes, and it was good to see that yesterday, I suppose, would be. So it'd be interesting to get more feedback off people when we get it out there.
Yeah, well, that's our immediate term, like next few weeks. Why don't you talk a bit about our longer term roadmap for Idea Pilot?
Okay, so phase two is where it totally changes, and it's all about execution. An idea is great, and we're talking about all these great ideas, but they mean sweet nothing unless there is execution. And it's true, there's loads of people who have great ideas, but everything counts in execution. So what we're trying to do is build a platform in such a way that we can help with that execution. And I think what we can help with is the tools to build what tools are out there. Whether it's like, okay, what tools are available for your go to market? Well, we're not reinventing the wheel, but we know a lot of cool tools that are out there and we use them ourselves that can help people get that head start from that first, 0 to 10 customers or even 0 to 1. And we want to share that with people and be like, here's the tool to use for this, here's the tool to use for that. But what we also want to do is to build in a bit of a two-way stream. We have used agents and bots that allow you to kind of have a two-way conversation. So being able to let people actually chat and say, okay, well, here's a problem I've had today, a customer brought up this, how can I change this? And being able to go back to them, okay, well, here's the information, here's what we've seen in the past, or even feeling that, jump on a call with us, or if we can't answer it, we know somebody that could actually be able to help you. I think it's a total wraparound in terms of execution. It's like, how can we help somebody go from that 0 to 10? I think if you can go from 0 to 10, you know that's 0 to 10 for me is harder than 10 to 100.
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
think that's the kind of the window that we want to sit in. So yeah, it's outreach tools that we've used. It's outreach tools that we have developed. It's customer support as well that you've developed. Just a full wraparound services of like, here's the tools, we know they work, here's why they work, here's how to use them, and then how can we automate this and make it better for the next user that's coming on board. So it's going to be, a continuous learning for us, but with people, and the people have already signed up and got their ideas. That's why we want to see, where are they struggling, and then see how could we help that. And then if we can't help, we'll say we can. If we can't, we'll be the first to say we can't help you. We're not going to be like dragging people along saying we're going to, get you from 0 to 150 million ARR in the next 2 months. We're
Yeah,
not clickbaiting. We're not trying to do any of that.
there's
It's
too
like
many
real.
people doing that.
Yeah, well, maybe maybe that's the way you're supposed to do it, but it's yeah. Uh, we're gonna live in the real world for as long as possible, I think.
Yeah, sounds vaguely a little like a startup accelerator for bootstrappers.
Yeah, I suppose you could call that.
Without all the
Whether
bullshit.
the paper filling exercises.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, like the only metric that we have is, can we help people create that passive income? I think we've already seen that people are saying that. I think that's our North Star metric is, can people come on, find an idea, we help them on the execution, and can they get to that passive income or supplementing their main income stream? So, and cutting all the crap away from that. Is there an idea here that they can launch and make some money at? Can they make a profit? Again, not bringing users on that's costing them money, but can they actually turn their idea into something that will make them money after their costs are taken out? Not accounted for the time that they have to spend on it. Let's just park that for a little bit. That's just a fact of the whole thing. But in terms of like the hardcore costs. Like you put as much time into it, but can we actually help you make a profitable business? Again, coming back to the bootstrapping. So it's facts and figures that we're dealing in. No wishy washy shit.
Yeah. And how are we going to collect all the feedback to keep improving what we're doing?
I think that's important because we're going to be steering this ship by what people are saying. We've started the Slack channel. We've got a couple of people in there. We're not going to be like, yeah, there's 10,000 people in there chatting every day yet. There's not. It's at the early stages. Join, get an invite from us, even if you're not ready to start building, just to get in and start seeing what people are up to. But for us, that creates a continuous feedback loop, which I think is vitally important because things are changing so fast right now. In the Slack channel, we can respond faster. It's not like we're sending a survey out every month because like a month now is like a year, a couple of years ago. I really feel like so like it's so important for us to be, we are in the Slack channels, we're chatting to people, but that feedback loop has to be continuous and we have to react fast, which again has always been a strength of ours because we're a small, agile, lean team. We don't have to change course over a couple of months. We can react fast. If there's a lot of users saying, I need help here, we can hopefully come and be able to help with that very quickly. So again, continuous feedback loop, making sure that we're still on track and building something valuable for people, but also then seeing, well, where do they want to go or where can we, help their next phase of execution or development of their business idea. Yeah, I think for me that's it. Where what is the sign up process? Because again, like I mean, just it's good just to highlight that. Where do people have to go? What do they need to do just to get going, Pete?
Yeah, so head over to ideapilot.net. You can take a look through the homepage. There's a bunch of different sign up buttons, enter your email address. And right now, and for the foreseeable future, there's always going to be some kind of free option. Right now, everything's free. So jump in quick and you'll literally get access to the full idea book and everything. And while we're developing these new features and things like that, you'll be first there to try them out as well. So go now if you can. We might end up paywalling some of this stuff so that we can keep ourselves well fed. So yeah, rush and go and sign up right now.
There's probably a few people thinking I'm well fed enough at the minute, like Pete, but anyway.
And who is this perfect for? What kind of founder is Idea Pilot perfect for right now in your eyes?
I would have said last week if you'd asked me, it would be somebody maybe more technical and development side. But what I've seen this week in terms of people signing up and the people are actually getting the most value is anybody that has an ambition to go out there and do something. Like from all walks of life, from any type of educational background, from any type of industry sector. We have seen people from other startups. We've seen, exited founders. We've seen a lot of people in corporates as well. So, like, I mean, there's no one size fits all. But I think the one ambition is the same. It's somebody that is very motivated to start something. It's somebody that wants to create passive income or supplement their main salary or eventually use this as their main salary from the idea that they get through Idea Pilot.
Awesome. And if someone's sitting on the fence, what do you say to them?
I mean, that's so cliche, but I do love it, to be honest. It's like what you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no big upfront costs to go in here, sign up, get ideas, talking to the community, grab a call with me or you, talk to other people about starting a company. There's never been a better time to start a company with the tools that are out there. And I think what we're going to talk about a little bit more, a few of the other episodes, is the no code tools that are out there and the way that, I mean, you were able to introduce me to V0 a couple of weeks ago, which was like, unbelievable. Like I'm doing things that probably you thought I never could have done a couple of years ago. And it's fun to build. It's fun to use these new tools, and the barrier to entry is very much lowering. And I think, especially with the changes in the environment and people maybe having concerns about AI as well, even if you don't start a business, you will have gained some more skills from playing with some of the tools that we're recommending or talking to some other people. So like I can see it, just it's a net positive. So like yeah, don't sit on the fence. There's no wrong questions. There's no, come and talk to us in the community, or even reach out for a call, and we'd love to just chat about what you'd love to do or what you think, and take it from there.
Yeah, totally. I think that's worth saying. We'd be happy to jump on a call with anybody who wants advice from us, whether you want that or not. Yeah, reach out to us, and we'd be happy to jump on a call with you, hear more about your plans, and see how we can best help you out with your idea as well.
And yeah, to caveat that, I'll certainly give you advice, not what you should do, but where I've messed up in the past and how you should avoid doing that.
Yeah.